Welcome back to Whitt Acres. My root cellar is where I start my seeds and I'm running out of room. So today we're moving everything out to the greenhouse. I typically only start some of my early seeds in here, but we've had the late winter and it's been too cold outside to start anything in the greenhouse. So you can see I am overflowing outside of the doorway here with seed starts. So since I don't have the best access to all the seed trays here on the floor, especially the one in the back, they're starting to struggle and I'm not getting them consistently watered. So if I want to actually grow a beautiful garden this year, I'm going to have to tend my plants. So today we are getting on and off thunderstorms. It's sprinkling right now, but it's not too heavy. I should be able to carry my seedling trays out here into the greenhouse. I do have a small heater on in there just to get it ready. And I do need to fix one of my windows that's kind of sticking up and not closing the whole way. There's a few things we're going to try and get done today. Why don't you stick around and let's enjoy nature today. Come here, puppy. The rain's actually picking up right now, so I might have to wait a few minutes before I carry everything out there. Get in the cover, goats. Go in your shelter, goats. Don't stand outside in the rain. So I did all my research before actually getting goats in the barn, and everybody said that goats don't like standing out in the rain. You got to give them some shelter from the water. Mine keep standing out in the rain, and they have shelter. I got weird goats. Guess I'll take a minute and add some water to the cichlid pond. They're all chilling down there in the plants. Winston, Balthazar, and Seve, as well as half a dozen feeder goldfish in here. And Scar needs a little top off too, don't you, buddy? We'll get you all fixed up here. Just a little bit low. Huh, Scar? So I know I've been slacking on my aquatics channel, but I do have a 12-step plan on refreshing and reloading all my tanks with some new and different aquatic life. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the aquatics channel because there's some changes coming. And then once it warms up, I'll be outside hopefully finishing up the koi pond and getting all my koi and goldfish moved into the outside pond. So I just have a lot going on here with all the plants from the gardens, all the animals for the homestead, and all the fish for my fish tanks and ponds. I'm just trying to find a nice balance here between everything. Seems like we got a break in the rain, so I'm going to check out this window. Whoa! Come here, seed bag. As well as start bringing out some of my seeds. Ooh, it's nice in here. Alright, my window's even actually trying to open right now because it's actually warm enough in here. But it is bent up here and it won't shut all the way, so let me see what I can do. So this metal lip is bent on the other side, so I'm going to try and get probably some pliers and try and bend it back. But before I start working on that and messing with it, I want to bring out all the plants while the rain is actually stopped for right now. That's good. Whoa. All right, we are moved into the greenhouse. Just go to grab my coffee. Good boy. Oh, we have a few more. So now we have everything that I have started already in the greenhouse here. So I'm going to get all this organized, see what I have, make sure it's all watered, and then see what I need to start next. Come on, pup, let's go check on the animals first though. See what they're doing out here in the rain. Last night I was out till past dark trying to get all the wood chips moved into the vegetable garden down there since we got a new load dropped off. So now that the ground's all wet and muddy, we won't be able to move the backhoe around. Hey barn animals, what are you doing out here? Goats, you're getting all wet. How about you chickens? You are soaked. You are all wet, chickens. Ducks, you're doing just fine. A little dirty. Hey goats. Hey birds, you're all in the mud here, huh, Pop? What are you doing? What are you doing, goats? You are all wet, little goats. Yeah. You're cute though. Yes, you are. What about you, Mumbles? You're just hanging out here in the mud. It's all muddy here, Mumbles. What are you doing? What are you doing, Mumbles? Coming in, birds. All right, get in. Go. Get in, get in. You gotta get in so we don't let the goats out, pup. Hey, little goats. How you doing? How you doing, goats? Here's something to eat. There you go, goats. There you go. Get something to eat, you dirty, filthy, wet goats. What are you doing back there, pup? Got their grain it's getting a little wet. We'll put it over here. So the goats have a nice little pen here and a nice shelter they can go in. Got fresh water, feed, mineral. They got fresh hay here I put this morning. It's getting a little wet, but they'll be okay. Now, Pop, what do you think? The goats doing good? Chickens doing good? Ducks? Chickens? They're good. We'll get some fresh water for you guys. Come on. Fresh and clean. Just so you know, I did throw down fresh hay in both pens this morning. The chickens scratched that all up and we had a deluge of rain come down, so everything is flooded in here. You can see how it just washed out that area where the ducks are. I don't put any in the middle here because it piles up, and when it piles up it gets soft. Right now it's all muddy, but it's also hard ground. So it's a lot nicer having the hard ground here going through the access area in the middle so I can wheel the wheelbarrow through and walk without slipping. If I were to layer straw down to try and keep it dry, it gets real thick and mushy and you just start slipping. It's supposed to rain like this for a few days though, so we'll get all the rain harvest tanks filled up and then we'll get a fresh layer of dry bedding down for the animals. Alright, the animals are all good and the rain started up again. I need to go make an egg delivery, and then when I come back I'll start on the greenhouse organization and see what seeds I need to start. So I just closed the barn up and I lost my motivation for starting seeds. I'm just out here by the pond enjoying the waterfall and watching the fish. I saw my small bass and my large bass, so I'm happy to see that they're still alive in here. I have to come in here and do a lot of cleaning of all the string algae that's been accumulating over the winter, because we're only running with this as the filter. My actual bulk filter isn't even running yet, so that's like 90% of the filtration over here. So we're only running maybe 10% of the filtration just to keep it oxygenated and keep it from freezing at night. So hopefully when the weather breaks and I get back to working on the pond out here, I'll be able to get the other filter running and get the jets going so that I can have nice clear pond water again. Plus we had over an inch of rain today, so that always clouds up the pond because I pull a lot of water off the roof of the house to filter into the pond and add water. So it always gets a little bit muddy whenever the rain comes. You're all wet from the rain and you're gonna lay in the wet sand. That's my puppy. And we're back out here with a renewed motivation to start some seeds. Rained all night, so the yard is a swamp right now. Echo Pup wants to keep going up and checking on the goats. But we have some work to do in the greenhouse. Hey plants! And we are back in the greenhouse. I brought some seed packs out that I want to play with today. We'll get into those. Yesterday I got all the seedling trays that I have started out here and organized to see what I have, and then I can start working on them to try and get them to germinate. All my seed trays have kind of been struggling because I didn't have the room to attend to them in the root cellar. It kind of got jam-packed and I wasn't able to reach all of them every day to water them and keep them misted. Out here it's going to be a lot easier to maintain, see everything, and attend to it. Right now we are 6 weeks out to my expected last frost date in my zone, so I can pretty much start everything: tomatoes, peppers, onions, broccoli, everything, because hopefully we have a decent spring and our spring can drag out before it gets too hot and we can actually grow some of the cold season crops here. Some of my cold season crops that I started when I wanted to kind of look a little rough, so I'm hoping that they respond well to being out here in the greenhouse and they can kind of spring back up. But I'm probably going to start some of these again just to have some backups. I have a lot of saved seed and I don't know how the germination rate's going to be on them, but I want to use them up because I've been saving them and they don't get any better with age. As with these, a lot of these packs are about a year old. Some of them I did just maybe 3 packs that I bought this year. And my dad picked up some castor bean because I really like this plant when he was out at Berlin Seeds. So we're going to try and get some of my old seed stock sown this year. And then maybe for next year I'll make a big seed order and try and get some more new things. I do have a little space heater running in here, so we're at a comfortable 60-some degrees, and these plants should be pretty happy with that. I have one of my cameras in here so I can keep track of whether or not the windows go open, what the temperature is, and it'll alert me whenever it gets too low or high, and I can run down here and attend to it. The windows are automatic, so they do spring up by temperature change, and then if we have a sunny day coming, I'll open the door up in the morning and let the greenhouse warm up slowly. I'm not going to go through sowing all the seeds because you pretty much can read the back and figure out how to sow them. These are the ones that I had to throw in the fridge to try and get better germination. It's all different kinds of larkspur as well as some butterfly weed. Doing cold stratifying can help with the germination rate of these, so I had them in the fridge for the past month and I'm going to try and do better germination now. I also have some more perennials that I want to start, some more delphinium because I'm just not getting good germination on those. I have some Niagara black hollyhocks that just look cool and I want to get some of those outside. They're not going to bloom this year probably, but bloom is 365 plus, so I just want to get those started. And then I finally got some comfrey. My dad picked up this from Berlin Seeds as well when he got the castor bean. And I want to get some of this comfrey started because it has a lot of different uses around the homestead. I also got some more onions to start. This is a different onion I haven't tried before, Gran X Hybrid, so we'll see how that does. I also got some birdhouse gourds just in case my saved seeds aren't very viable. So I want to get some of these started to make sure that I have them well underway because they have a long maturity time, about 180 days. So I want to get these started as quick as possible. But the gourds do end up taking up a lot of space, so make sure you have the room for them to keep them in nice warm temperatures because you can't put them out until the ground is at least 50 degrees outside. I have a bunch more old seed packets of zinnias, calendula, zinnias, amaranth tricolor, amaranth red, and then some balls improved orange calendula. So that's pretty much all the same. Some quick flowering plants that I want to get started. And then even quicker than those is bachelor buttons. It's one of the first things to bloom if you get these started. It's only 55 days to bloom, so they come up quick. And then I want to get some sweet peas out there. I might have to soak these, but they have nice fragrance. You can use the pea tendrils in arrangements, and I'm really into fragrant plants, so I want to try this high scent sweet pea. We got some giant zinnias I want for the cut flower garden, and then I got a brocade mixed marigold just to have some on the farm stand if they can get started early enough. And then marigolds can always go anywhere. Never can have enough marigolds. And then as for the veggies, I have some carnival blend sweet pepper from last year, some banana pepper from a couple years ago. The jalapeno pepper is a couple years as well. I believe I got this California Wonder last year. And then we have some tomatoes that are probably at least 2 years old. Best Boy Super Beefsteak Ace 55 is a good large determinate variety. I really like that one. And then we have the large fruited cherry tomato that my niece likes. I like being warm. Hey puppy, we're gonna hang out in the greenhouse today because it's a cool rainy day out there. So whatever you want to do, you can hang out inside or outside. He likes watching the goats and all the birds up at the barn. He'll probably hang out outside and just keep an eye on them. Good, because if a cat comes across that field, you go for it, puppy. You go. Yesterday when I was delivering the eggs, I picked up some organic seed starting mix. I usually just sift my own compost, but with it being raining out, that wet soil doesn't sift too well. So I moistened this yesterday and let it sit, so we're at a pretty good consistency. I can hear the water in there. It's not dripping. Good chocolate cake consistency. Maybe a touch dry, but it's better than being soggy wet. I'm just gonna start filling up as many plastic trays as I can and start sowing. All right, it is time for me and Echo to go close up the barn and put the animals away. We did get 3 trays sown. This one is half marigold and half zinnias, Fairy's Best zinnias and brocade marigold. And then this one has the 48 cell. We have in the back there is some more bromade marigold, then calendula. Then we have the comfrey, the black hollyhock, bachelor button, and sweet peas. Try and get those started. And I ran out of clear top, so we had to go with a bottom turned upside down. And this one has a bunch of different vegetables in it. I did a couple different kinds of tomatoes and some peppers in this one. So hopefully those are going to germinate. I might end up picking up some new seeds. We'll see how these germinate. I'm actually 6 weeks out, so I don't have that much time to restart anything. Like I said before, they're all old seeds, so hopefully we get some germination out of these and I don't have to go buy plant starts, because I don't want to buy plant starts. I'm hoping I can get all these seeds started, and then next year I can order some fresh seeds. So a lot of these I did multi-sow with 2 seeds to even 3 seeds per cell, just so I could up my chances of getting a germination in each cell without having to separate them out. But that's all I'm going to be doing for today. There's a lot more to do to get these gardens looking the way I want them this year. If you love nature, make sure to subscribe down below. Hit that like button before you leave, and you can see me and Echo on the next one. Thanks for watching. Oh, and I need to grab these so I can soak them overnight.